Howdy everybody, Benzo here, back in the woods today. Welcome to 2020. I hope it's a good year for everybody. 2019 was a pretty good year. Could have been better. But I'm in the woods here. I'm on this gully. I'm going to chase it down. I can already hear water. I don't know if the mic can pick that up or not. But I don't know exactly what's down there. I've never been to this spot before. And that's what the first couple months of 2020 is going to be about, is either exploring further in places I've been or going to completely new spots and checking them out. So I'm pretty interested to see what's down at the bottom of this. Jumped two big old turkeys. Wish I'd have got them on film. They flew from one side of this gully to the other when I started down it. But you don't always get that stuff. All right, let's get in the creek and get some gold. We'll see if we can find some anyway. It's pretty steep over here. Gully runs down. I hit water a lot quicker than I thought I would. I thought this would hit a little feeder creek before it hit the main creek. Made it down. That last little bit was a little treacherous with those wet leaves. What a beautiful spot. Zoom in on this rocky outcrop here. This is nice. We'll go straight on that way a little bit. A lot of bedrock. Wow. Looks like some deep pools. We got a bend right here. Goes upstream less. And we see another bend happening. Starting to rain. Got one fan in. Knew the rain was coming. You won't be able to see it. There's one dot. But I shake this down twice to make sure I didn't miss a little speck. It's hard to isolate the gold with these big gravity traps, the little fine gold, because it's hard to get less than, you know, a half a cup, quarter cup of ponds. And here's another piece of gold. There's gold down here in this stretch, but a lot of that fine stuff, like I was finding, would have been way upstream from here. But I wasn't finding everywhere. I look up the creek there, and yeah, it's raining. So what am I going to do? Do another pan. Found me a little spot here. They look a little rocky. Look very rocky. Look slatty, like some bedrock that maybe hadn't been worked recently. And where'd I get it? And that's a nice little fleck of gold, and there's another little piece up there, so that's pretty good. So the first pan of the year, I didn't get skunked for 2020, that's good. Second pan I did. Third pan I did better. It's fantastic. There's only about a half a pan from that spot, so I think I'll get a full pan and try it again. Hey everybody, it's raining. I got down in that hole a little bit better. It took a really long time to get a bucket up. This place might be better for summer. There's a lot of rocks and there's a lot of hands in water. It took me way too long to get one bucket up out of there. But let me show you what popped out of the hole. More gold. And something else. Oh yeah, you can see the gold. A few little bits. Yeah, that's just one pan. It's looking good. But then there's this thing. Is that gold? It's acting like gold. It don't really look like gold or lead. Maybe it's a little bit of amalgam. I don't know. It's acting really heavy though. It could just be a piece of metal. Can't really tell out here. I have to take it home and investigate further. But that's a piece of gold. That's awesome. Well, it looks like I might have found a spot that hadn't been turned over since the old timers come through here when mercury was legal to use out here. Because I think that was a little gold flake coated mercury. And when I looked again, there's another little piece like it in the pan. It looks like lead shrapnel, but unlike lead, it'll stay with the gold real heavy. Mercury's even heavier than gold. Got the next pan here, and we see some gold. Oh yeah, some nice little flecks. Two of them. A couple of smaller bits. So that tells me there's decent gold in this area. At least decent enough for me to try to come back and work. Well, that was just awesome. Second pan. Was that the third pan of the year? It was a little picker. Well, it's not really a picker, but I picked it up and looked at it and was like, yeah, that's gold coated with mercury for sure. Now the rain's starting to come down heavier. It's hard to keep the screen clean right now. Still can't see it. I'll be able to see all the little dots in the creek from the rain. It's just light, it's not running me out. Well, the rain's trying to run me out of here. And since I'm down in here, I did the trek. I figured I'd regret it if I didn't do a little stomping around and poking. The creek's behind me. Looks like some type of spoil pile. There used to be mines in here. I'm gonna walk over there and see what that's about. For a little over 50 years here in North Carolina, there was a pretty big gold rush. And in 1849, when gold was discovered in California, everybody picked up and moved. Oh, look here. Here's a pit. It's like a cut. Yeah. This is new. That's deep water there. Oh wow. There's definitely some evidence of some gold workings here. Wow. Well, it's been a pretty successful day out here. I've done some test pans from around back in there a little bit and up around here and out in the middle a little bit and over here and there and there. Maybe about 8 pans total. Not sure. A couple skunks in that mix. There was a little flecky mercury looking picker almost in there, and I've been getting rain on for the last couple hours. It's just a half-day short trip. I got other obligations I have to do this evening, so I'm running out of time. Alright, we got a test pan up here. More black sand. And that's a little fleck of gold. If I can get it in the camera. There we go. That's nice. I'd like to see 3 or more. But I'm going to go upstream and try another spot where it seemed a little better. And that should be it for the day. Well, that was the last pan of the day. I come up here and did a couple more pans. One of them only had one little tiny little dot. And another one's last pan close to where the other good pan was. So I've identified a little streak here with a good amount of gold, and it's right next to a place where I can sluice. So I'll be coming back here. But first, show you the knife of the day. This Camillus. Yeah, you probably saw it at your local vendor for Christmas this year. They had a variety pack. Had a lot of nice little other things in there with it. Shovel tool, flintlock lighter, all kinds of cool stuff. Let me turn you around here and show you what's going on with the gold. Okay, here's the last pan of the day. See if I can get it to show up a little better. It's a nice little pile of flecks there. That's good pay for me. So I'm going to remember this spot. I've identified a spot where I can come and work. Fantastic. Let's dump this snuffer bottle out and see what's in it for the whole take. Having a hard time keeping everything dry right now. Trying to get the lens clean. So here's the take for the day. There's that big piece. There we go. See if that light shines them up any better. Well, there's some gold there. 10 pans, give or take. Not too bad. Well, that's it for me down here at the creek today. I got my good boots back on. I'm getting ready to head up this gully and get out of here before it really starts coming down. Looked at the weather and the big stuff's coming, so I better get at it. Every time I wanted to go, it just completely stopped raining, and I'd do another pan or two. And by the time I got through, it would be raining hard again. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this gold, I'm gonna put it with the rest of the mercury gold, put it all together, weigh it up, see how much mercury gold I got. I might have, I don't know, 2/10 of a gram. Put it all together. How much of that is gold and how much is mercury, we'll find out one day. All right, until next time, get in the creek and get that gold. Hey, and we're back at the house. Got a few things to work out here. Should be a lot of fun. First, a big thank you to the entire Flash fam for putting on a fantastic show on Christmas Eve, and I was the lucky winner and won this package. And there's dirt with gold, and I don't know, they didn't say what was in it. They just said lots of goodies. I'm pretty excited. If it ever stops raining, I'm gonna get out and play with it. There's gonna be a special episode this week where I get to play with this. And I have the mercury gold here. It was more than I thought it was going to be. It's quite a bit. It looks dry. It's completely dry. So we're going to have a little experiment. It's going to be fun. I'm going to weigh this up. Well, first let me tell you a little story. I got to play with a Miller table lately. JP from JP Lawns and More lent me his Miller table, and I process this black sand. And this jar here, that's probably 6 pounds. And I only found a few bits, which told me a couple things. I don't need a Miller table, and I don't miss much fine gold. So experiment. Dry this out. Weigh it up. There's a scale. Put it in here. Stir it. Turn it around. Work on it. Let it stay in there for a month. Who knows? And then pan it back out again and see if the gold increased in weight with all that fine micro gold. Does this mercury suck it up? It's dry. This is old mercury from the old timers. There were some rolly bits in there. They roll around. Nice looking pieces. So we'll find out what this weighs. Thinking about 0.2 at the most. So how is this going to work? Well, let's take a look at the periodic table. Right there in the middle, we got copper, silver, and gold all lined up. Isn't that pretty? 3 of our most important metals for industry and technology. Look to the right of gold, you got mercury. It's heavier. And that's why gold will float on mercury, and mercury will pick up gold and carry it, just like, you know, anything lighter than water, like throwing a balloon on a river, the gold will be carried. That's why it used to be used all the time. But here's the thing. Look, they're lead 82, gold 79. Why is plum bum lighter than aurum. Well, it isn't. We got to consider here is this is for one atom, and we're looking for groups of atoms, big clusters of billions and billions of atoms. When gold, it's real tight knit. Think of a bunch of grapes all together. And lead, even though there's a bigger atom, think of lead like a fishnet, kind of spaced together real loosely, and it's less dense. And so that's why the gold has a specific gravity of over 19 and lead is around 11 or over 11. So that's why this works scientifically. Let me show off a couple pretty pieces of pyrite. These are from Spain or Portugal or both, can't remember. Real pretty. This is high gold content pyrite. Real pretty stuff. Not tiny pieces, they got some weight to them. This piece has calcite crystals in it. It's a specimen piece. And this piece, Rastaman Ralph, are you watching? This piece has hematite globules throughout it. And you see how black and dense and almost crystally they are. Alright. Real pretty stuff. But this is high gold content pyrite. And it's not cheap in stores. If you can find a place that'll sell it to you, it's not cheap. But just because it looks more gold doesn't mean it has a higher gold content. That arsenopyrite is very silver looking, and some of that has extremely high gold content. Let's weigh this mercury gold up and see what it turns out. Oh dang, that was a whole lot more than I thought it was going to be. Half a gram, over half a gram, nearly 6/10. But because this is such a sensitive scale, it's what you do in science is you make several. You do an average, round it. So 0.593 out of 10 weighs is going to be the number. And will that go up or not? I don't know. But I can't lose anything on this experiment. I got all the gold in there, and I can't do anything with this gold anyway. So I'm going to throw it in there, and I'm going to shake this thing every day and spin it and roll it around. Try to get this mercury gold to hit as much as that super fine flour gold as much as I can, and see if it'll soak it up and contact it, and let's see if we can get this thing to say 0.6. I think it's possible. I don't know. Maybe not. Okie dokie. So here's the gold. Bloosh. It's all in there. Put the lid on. Start the work. I need to get a better lid or screw it on tighter. Well, until next time, get in the creek and get that gold. Stay tuned this week. We're going to see what's in this little box here. Hey everybody, I just stopped into the URA trading post because I needed me a hot cup of coffee. I got a little wet and cold out there, and the rain started coming down pretty hard on the way out. Right at the very end, got out just in the nick of time. But they got so much taxidermy on the walls in there. It's a pretty cool place. Alright, just thought I'd share that with you. Oh, y'all might have seen that URA on TV before. Remember those Bigfoot people? You know, Bobo used to go around and hide candy bars and stuff. And they just go out in the woods and yell. That's all the show was. And I don't know how it stayed on as long as it did. I watched 2 episodes, and every episode was the same. There's a big dead deer. Big deer. But that's where they all met up in that episode of Bigfoot Hunter or whatever the name of that show was. And they didn't know what the hell they was getting into, talking about meeting up at UR or going to go look for Bigfoot. I swear 1,500 people with rifles and shotguns showed up. It showed in the video. The whole damn place was just full. The next thing you saw was those people in another vehicle getting the hell away from there, going to another spot. And I don't know where they went walking for Bigfoot, but they said, oh, y'all go over here, we're going over there. They got scared. You see, it's like a small militia. A large militia, really. That's URA for you. They'll show up with their guns if you want them to. Just call them out and they'll be there. All right.